I'm hoping everybody, oh yeah, no, I can see. All right, I'm going to, I recommend the playlist today, at least the beginning part, because it kind of goes along with the theme. So if you don't have it though, obviously that is okay. And if you want to switch off later, no problem. Maybe music is not your thing when you flow, and I totally get that. My name is Erika. Thanks for practicing this morning, this Sunday morning. We will all begin on our backs today. So you can ease on down, give yourself a few moments here to get any little wiggles out. Oftentimes when we first lie down, our body is rather stiff and holding on to some tension. So you can pretend this is an early Shavasana and just let it go here. And if you have the playlist on, you're probably hearing some waves crashing into shore. Maybe you imagine you're laying on a beach, the warmth of the sun shining down on you. No worries. And just relish in that for a moment, because it's quite often to find in our day-to-day life right now. Notice where you might be hanging on to any tension, maybe in your jaw, maybe it is your brow, perhaps you're furrowing it a bit and you don't even realize it. You can let your palms be up, your fingers curl in slightly. And let the rhythm of your breath match that of waves. Breathing in and out gently. And this is a great way to calm your mind, not only in Shavasana or during a yoga practice, but in everyday life. When we notice things are stressful, when things aren't going our way, our bodies begin to react. Cortisol levels go up, we begin to tense up. Our bodies maybe think that we are being attacked by a saber-toothed tiger, or we go into that evolutionary process where we were being attacked a long time ago. But really that's not happening. So that's when we can use our brain to calm the body. Knowing we are okay, we can use the breath to steady the mind, slow the heart rate down, bring cortisol levels back down as well. Take one more breath here in stillness. Start to draw your right knee in towards the chest. You can wrap arms around your shin, roll out the right ankle, the right toes. Pops and cracks release. And then left knee will draw in and switch the grasp over towards the left shin. Right leg can stretch out long, rolling out the left ankle. Wiggling the toes. Maybe you can spread your toes. I believe I am physically unable to spread my toes. They are just stuck together. But if you can do that, go for it. I'm sure it feels good. Draw both knees in towards the chest. Begin to draw circles with them on the ceiling. Massaging the low spine, the lumbar region, switch directions. Release your feet back onto the mat. Feet can come out wide to the outer edges of the mat. Let your knees windshield wiper from side to side. Taking it slow. Inhale, we'll draw them back through center. Exhale, let them drift to the opposite side. And take 2 more rounds on each side, waking up the hips gently. And next time your knees drift over to the right, let them stay there. Now mine are against the wall, but hopefully yours can meet the mat, knowing it's okay if your left hip comes off of the mat. If you want, you could even turn your head over towards the left. Next breath in, draws knees through center, and then let them drift and stay over towards the left side of your mat. If you would like that full spinal rotation, perhaps looking over towards the right. Next breath, draws knees back through center. Then we'll begin to float our feet off of the mat. Your legs can be in a 90-degree angle. Your arms can come out like wings, or if you'd like a little more support, maybe you lift your hips slightly and tuck your hands underneath your cheeks. Your palms can be down. From here, straighten your legs up towards the ceiling. Flex and point your toes for a moment. Feel your low back connect to the earth. And we'll start to let our legs drop, maybe at about a 30-degree angle, or 30 degrees down rather. Breathe in here. Exhale, drop a little bit lower. So now we're about 30 degrees off of the mat. Draw your knees in towards your chest, and then extend legs up towards the ceiling. So we're going to take that now with our breath. Instead of stopping, we'll lower till we're about maybe a foot, foot and a half off of the mat. Draw knees in and release up towards the ceiling. I believe I first saw this practice in a yoga class with Theda, and she called them water wheels. So imagining you're pumping this water, or your legs are like the water. We'll take one more in this direction, and then we get to switch it up. So draw your knees in. From here, extend your legs out long in front of you, about a foot or foot and a half above the mat. Straighten legs up towards the ceiling, bend knees in towards chest. So we're just reversing that direction, as well as warming up the core. Inhale, draws legs up. Exhale, bend into knees, push it up. Take one more here. Extend your legs out long. Draw them back in towards your chest. Wrap arms around shins. Maybe your knees go wide as if you're in a supine child's pose. Perhaps a little rock from side to side. Knees will draw in together. Begin to switch your rolling towards the length of your mat, and eventually you'll catch some momentum. Rock and roll yourself all the way up. You can roll over your ankles and arrive in a tabletop pose. As I adjust here in my little space where I'm noticing I need a vacuum. So from your tabletop pose, really press the tops of your feet into the mat. Imagine your shins are pressing into the mat as well. Usually there's a little bit of space. But really make this active. And then tuck your toes under. Maybe you wave your ankles from side to side. Perhaps you swish your hips from side to side as well. Or maybe even look over one shoulder and then the other. Come back to your neutral tabletop pose, and then on our inhale, we'll take cow pose. Belly drops, can lift the gaze, untuck your toes here, and take a few moments. Feel your belly feel nice and heavy, stretching across the abdomen. Happy cow in the pasture. As you exhale, round through the spine for cat pose, looking towards your thighs. Push the mat away, feel that space between your shoulder blades. Puff up and expand. Inhale is cow. Moving with the breath. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And knowing you do not have to go at the same pace I'm going. You can switch it up. I may be going a bit slower today. I'm nursing a sore back. So if you would like to go a little bit faster, feel free to do so. Well, I'll meet back in our neutral tabletop pose. From here, bring your hands about one handprint further up on your mat. Begin to extend your left leg back, toes tucked under. Right leg meets the left and send hips up and back for downward facing dog. Pedal out your heels. Once again, it might feel good to look under one armpit and the other, getting in a little side stretch. Our bodies don't often get to move in that direction, so give yourself some time to play around and adjust. Look forward, bend into your knees. Let your hips go up nice and high, and then begin to take little steps up to the top of your mat, arriving in a forward fold. Now from here, feet can be hip-width distance apart. If you're like me, you might need to bend your knees deeply and let your torso rest on your thighs. Or perhaps you have straightened legs with a little micro bend in your knees. Head and neck hang heavy. Notice where you might still be holding on to tension and let go. Release your hands down to the mat. Inhale, come to a halfway lift, flat back. And it might be helpful to heel toe your feet about 1 fist width distance apart. Halfway lift, hands can press into shins or thighs. Draw the crown of your head away from the center of your body. As you exhale, forward fold. Once more, inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Long, slow inhale will draw us up to a mountain pose. Take your time getting there. Arms will eventually reach up overhead. You can walk your feet together. Feel nice and rooted down here through all 4 corners of each foot. Bring your palms to touch and draw them to your heart center. Samasthiti, standing in attention pose. Notice your breath here. Calm and steady. Maybe you feel your heart beating, letting that provide comfort to you. Release hands down towards your sides. Inhale, sweeps them back up, mountain pose. And you can swan dive here or draw your hands through heart center as you forward fold. Inhale is a halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant both hands, step both feet back. There you are in your plank pose. Start to bend into your elbows, drawing them straight back. Lower all the way down to your bellies. Hands are underneath shoulders, elbows drawn in. Press the tops of your feet into the mat as we prepare for Cobra Pose. Inhale to lift chin and chest. Stay here for a round of breath. Exhale, lower chin to mat. Inhale to rise. I'm taking this very gentle today. Feel free to go a little bit higher or float your palms just above the surface of the mat. Pulling shoulders away from ears. Exhale, forward fold. Or chin to mat, excuse me. Once more like this. Inhale to rise. Exhale, lower. From here, start to tuck your toes under. Engage through the quads. Feel your kneecaps lift. On our exhale, we'll press up to a high plank pose. You could also bring your knees to the earth and move through a tabletop pose to get to plank. Breathe in here. Exhale is downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, bend into knees, moving through sun salutations. Exhale, step to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Rising up, inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting hands, step back, arriving in your plank pose. You could lower all the way to your belly or take a chaturanga, shifting your weight forward, looking over that cliff, lower down halfway, 90-degree bend in the arms, flip to tops of feet, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, look forward. Exhale, step or hop, top of mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale is mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank or your transition through, taking a cobra if that's where you are today. Inhale, your back bend of choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in here. Look forward. Exhale, step or hop, top of mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog or your transition. Exhale, down dog. One more time. Breathe in. Exhale brings you to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale is mountain. Ride breath down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a few moments to let go with an open mouth sigh. Maybe you get a water, pedal out your feet. Slow down your breathing if it's sped up a bit. Letting these times of transition be a way for you to reset for the next little journey we'll be on together. Breathe in as you look forward, bend into your knees. When you exhale, step or hop, top of mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain. From here, draw hands to heart center, bend into your knees, preparing for chair pose. Weight is in your heels. Perhaps you even float your toes up to kind of check yourself, knowing you have got it. You will not fall backwards. And here, check in. You could either keep your hands at heart center, if that feels good to you. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you could draw arms out in front of you. Imagine you're reaching fingertips away from the center of your body. Cactusing arms can also feel nice. Sometimes I go between these. But each day is a little bit different, and we can always adjust. We'll be here for about 2 more cycles of breath. 1 more inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant hands. From here, just step your left foot back. You have the option to draw your knee to the earth. Even if usually you would have your knee lifted up, check in with yourself today. Do you need to adjust? Let go of the ego. You do not always have to do what you've done before. So we're in this low lunge, option to draw your knee to the earth. If you're there, untuck your toes. Start to walk hands up towards your thigh, or if the knee is lifted, arms can reach up overhead. Getting some lengthening through the left hip flexor. Exhale to release your hands down towards the mat. If you let your knee come to the earth, tuck toes under, lift the left knee. We'll take a big step forward. Left foot will meet the right. Forward fold at the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, chair pose. Maybe this time you try something different with the arms. We're here for 3 cycles of breath. One more inhale. Exhale, let it go, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting hands, this time stepping right foot back. From here, once again, option to drop the knee, untuck toes, or keep the right knee lifted. Press in through the left foot. Walk your hands up towards your thigh, staying here, or reaching up towards the ceiling or the sky. One more breath. Exhale, release hands down. This time, step your left foot back to meet your right. There you are in your plank pose. Flow through a vinyasa or push back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, right leg rises. Bend into the knee, open through the hip. Imagine you're drawing your right heel close towards your left shoulder blade. If you're like me, you'll really be imagining this. Right leg straightens out, toes pointed down, squaring your hips. Exhale, step right foot forward. Once again, option to drop the left knee or keep it lifted. Rising up, Anjaneyasana, left knee is on the earth or left knee is lifted, straightening through the left leg. Heel is lifted as well. As you exhale, airplane your arms towards the back of your space. Hover torso above the thigh, crown of head reaching away from your tailbone. Inhale, reach. Arms back up to the ceiling. As you exhale, open warrior two pose. From here, your left foot is parallel to the back of your mat. Right knee is bent. Checking in with the right knee, stacking it just above the left ankle, not going past the ankle. Perhaps you release your hands down in front of you. Bring the backs of your hands together. Draw them up through the center and then release out. One more breath here. As you exhale, extended side angle pose. Right arm resting gently, left arm reaching up and over. Breathing here, checking in with the right arm, letting it be nice and gentle there. Inhale, legs stay the same as you move into reverse warrior. Left hand to left thigh, looking back at your left foot. On your next exhale, cartwheel hands down to frame the right foot. Right foot will step back. There you are in your plank. Flow through or hold plank or go to down dog. Inhale, left leg rises, open through the left leg. Whoop. So run into the wall again. Roll things out. Left leg will straighten, hips squared towards the earth, toes pointed down. As you exhale, draw left knee to chest, step left foot through. Coming into our Anjaneyasana, option to let the right knee rest, rising up. As you exhale, reach arms towards the back of your space. If you are in this position with your right knee on the earth, it might be helpful to scooch your left foot closer so that your knee is not going over the left ankle. Inhale, arms reach. From here, we'll open up warrior two. So if you are with the left knee down, you can rise up and open warrior two pose. This time, left toes are pointed forward. Right foot is parallel to the back of your mat. Find one more breath here. On your exhale, extended side angle, left arm to left thigh, right arm is reaching. Once again, being nice and gentle. Inhale, reverse warrior, keeping the bend in the left knee, gazing back towards your right ankle. On your exhale, hands release down to frame the left foot. Step back, flow through. That will be our second flow of the practice. You can go at your own pace. We'll all meet back in a downward facing dog at the end. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, knee to chest, step right foot through. Inhale, crescent or Anjaneyasana. Exhale, warrior two. Stay here for an inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Next inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, hands release to mat, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, steps it through. Inhale to rise. Exhale, warrior two. Stay here for an inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, hands to mat, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. One more time, breathe in, right leg rises. Exhale, steps it through. Inhale to rise. Exhale, warrior two. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands to mat, leaning back, downward facing dog. Last side, inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, step through. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands to mat, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Let anything go, extra heat with an open mouth side. Take a child's pose or any other resting pose you need. We'll meet back in down dog in 2 cycles of breath. Feeling free to join in when you're ready. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, draw right knee to chest, shifting weight forward, shoulders stacked over your wrists. Inhale, right leg rises. Once more like this, exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, rise. Exhale, steps right foot through. Inhale to your crescent lunge. Coming back to those airplane arms, which I skipped over during our flow. Don't worry, we'll get them in. Exhale, airplane your arms towards the back of the space. Getting really good at adjusting. From here, sweep the arms up towards the ceiling once again. Inhale. Exhale, airplane arms. Drawing the attention towards the right foot, become light on the left foot, launching off airplane pose. Once again, letting your body adjust, letting your mind adjust, knowing things may be different today. We can always work around challenges. This might mean letting go of ego, letting go of comparisons, and accepting where we are. Take one more breath here. Inhale, draw the left knee in towards the right, rising up one-legged mountain pose. So if you're about to step onto an imaginary step, as you exhale, release the left foot down towards the right as you bend into knees, chair pose. 2 breaths here. You can take your arm variation of choice. Next inhale rises you up all the way, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step back, high to low plank. If you're taking that vinyasa, meeting in down dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, draws knee to chest. Think about creating that cat leg back. Inhale, rise. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, rise. Exhale, step left foot through. Inhale, crescent lunge. If you're feeling wobbly, adjust your stance, widen out your feet on the mat. Exhale, airplane arms towards the back of the space. Torso hovers over thighs. Imagine you're holding like a precious jewel between your hands behind you. Inhale, reach. Exhale, airplane arms. Attention comes towards the left foot. Right toes become light as you launch off airplane pose. Another time to adjust because this side might feel a bit different. Knowing it's okay to fall out or tap your toes down and then find your space again. One more breath here. Right knee will draw towards the left as you rise up one-legged mountain pose. Arms reach up overhead, trying to lift out of the left hip. One more breath here. Right foot meets the left as we draw the heels down, hips sink back, chair pose. One more breath. Inhale, reach to mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, flow through your vinyasa. Meeting back down dog. Putting those two flows together, here we go. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, knee to chest. We'll just do it one time. Inhale, rise. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale to crescent. Exhale to open warrior two, as we did in the beginning. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Now from here, you have a couple options. If you would like to extend the right arm straight down, imagine you're pushing your forearm into your thigh. Another option is to flip the palm to face the back of your space and draw it towards your low back for a half bind, opening up the shoulders and across the chest. Releasing the left arm back up towards the ceiling. Inhale, reverse warrior. Keep the beautiful bend in your right knee. Exhale, release your hands down to frame your right foot. Turn the left toes so all of your toes are facing the front of your space. Power through the right leg. From here, we'll rise up once again, crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane arms. Attention comes towards the right foot. Begin to launch off of the left foot. Adjusting if you need some extra space. Airplane pose. If you'd like a bit more, perhaps trying to reach arms toward the front of your space, if you have that. Or hands to heart center can also bring a little bit more stability and balance. We're here for one more cycle of breath. Left knee draws in towards the right. We'll rise up, one-legged mountain pose. Exhale as you come back to that airplane pose. You can always take a little tap with the foot in between. We'll take that 2 more times. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Exhale, release back. Final time, inhale. Release the left foot to meet the right, chair pose. Arms can reach forward or draw to heart center. Begin to bring the weight into the balls of your feet as you lift up the heels. And this is an option. You can keep your heels on the mat as well. Imagine there's a little magnet in between your thighs. Release heels down. Inhale, straighten through mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale is down dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, knee to chest. One time here. Inhale, rise. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale to reach. Exhale, opens you up, warrior two. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Option once again to straighten the left arm and press the forearm in towards the thigh. Perhaps you flip the right palm so that the back of your right hand is pressing into the low back for a half bind. One more breath here. Releasing the right arm if it's not already there. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, release hands down to frame the left foot. We'll rotate so all toes are facing forward and press through their strong left leg for crescent lunge once again. Preparing for a balancing pose. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, rise. Exhale, airplane arms. Attention comes towards left foot as right leg launches off. Option to keep arms reaching back, bring them to heart center, or warrior three with arms out in front, like you're holding out a donut, a burrito, Bloody Mary, whatever your treat might be of choice. A big glass of water. Bring the right knee in towards the left, rise up. One-legged mountain pose. Now, Being patient with yourself as this side might feel different as we transition from one-legged mountain to airplane. There's one. We have two more. Being gentle with yourself. One more time. Inhale to that one-legged mountain pose. Right foot meets the left. Hips sink down, chair pose. Hands to heart center. Perhaps this time you play around with lifting the heels. Feeling your calves fire up. Perhaps you draw the hands behind you, as we did in that airplane pose, and start to shift your weight forward. Drinking bird. Feeling any wobbles, gaining strength in the ankles. Inhale will bring you back up to chair. Release the heels if they're not already there. Rise up, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. We'll move on in 2 cycles of breath. Maybe 3. I'm adjusting myself as well. Alrighty, here we go. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, steps right foot through. Final time, inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane arms. Weight comes in the right foot, left leg launches off, airplane pose. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Exhale, airplane arms, leg reaches back. Gentle bend into the right foot as the left foot steps back. As Matt would say, you can stick your landing. Inhale, arms reach and open up on your exhale to warrior two. Breathe in here. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse. We're going to flow those 2 poses. Exhale, extended. Inhale, reverse. Exhale to warrior two pose. Straighten through the right leg. Heel toe. I'm going to give you my variation. You do not have to. But I find it helpful to heel toe the left foot closer towards the top of my mat, preparing for triangle pose. Left hip can shift back. Imagine you're like a little teapot, reaching forward and then down. Right arm to the inside of the right leg. Left arm reaching up. And your hand might be on a block. It might be on the earth. If you're like me, it might be on the inside of your right thigh. And this might not be the pose that you normally would take or the variation. But check in with yourself and what you need today. It can also feel good to look down at your right foot. Notice I'm coaching myself through this. Bend into the right knee, rise up, warrior two. Inhale, right leg straightens, arms come up overhead, shift your right foot as we prepare for Prasarita. Hands come to the hips. Can lift the chest, roll shoulders back, breathe in. As you exhale, forward fold. Imagine you're folding over an imaginary bar. Hands come down towards the outside of your ankles, your calves. If you have a block and would like to have that in front of you to rest, it's another option. And feel free to bend into your knees. Embracing this resting pose as it sends calming signals to the nervous system. Feels extra sweet during these times. One more breath here. Beautiful. Release your hands out in front of you. Take a little halfway lift, flat back. And we'll begin to walk our hands up towards the top of the mat. All toes are facing forward. From here, step your right foot back. Now that we got in our calming pose, we're going to rev things up just a bit, coming into side plank. So the right hand will come near the top center of your mat. You can bring your toes together, big toes together, and roll off onto the knife edge side of your right foot as you reach the left arm up high. Another option is to bring your right knee to the earth. This way you can also feel your left hip reaching up towards the ceiling. This is where it might be a time you let go of ego. And that's what I'm telling myself now. Just because you always did something one way does not mean you can't change it around. Exhale as you release your left hand down towards the mat. Take your time moving back to your plank pose. And you can push back to a down dog, or if you're really feeling a vinyasa, go for it. I'll just wait here for you. All right, inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, steps left foot through. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale the crescent. Exhale, airplane arms, launch off, airplane pose. Inhale, draws right knee up. One-legged mountain, final time. Exhale, airplane arms. Gently sticking your landing, right foot lands back. There you are in crescent, adjust as you need. Exhale, opens you up, warrior two. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior, flowing those two poses. Exhale, extend. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two pose. Straighten through the left leg. Option to heel toe the right foot closer towards the left. Preparing for triangle pose. Little teapot. Knowing this side might feel different. Trying to extend the crown of your head away from the center of your body, nice and long. If you want more engagement, perhaps lifting off the left toes. Bend into the left knee, inhale, warrior two. From here, straighten through the left leg, shift your left toes. They're all facing the long right side of your mat. I'm gonna flip around so I can face you. And then draw your hands to your hips, preparing for one more prasarita. If you'd like to also try hands behind the low back, if you have a block or, a strap or a towel, that can be helpful. If your shoulders are tight, then begin to hinge forward. And you might feel your hands float off of the back. You can release them whenever you like. One more breath here. Draw hands underneath the head if they're not already there. Finding a little twist. Left hand will stay planted underneath your head. As you inhale, right arm reaches up. Exhale, right hand releases underneath the head. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, both hands underneath the head, and then walk them to the top of your mat, rotating on the balls of your feet. Step back, bring your big toes to touch. You have side plank on the other side. Left hand toward the top middle of your mat as you take your variation, rolling onto the knife edge side of left foot, stacking feet or heel to toe. Perhaps you lift your right leg or you take your left knee to the earth. Your body will tell you what is best. If things are just slightly uncomfortable, you might just power through it. If you're feeling pinching or as if you're going to crumble, then adjust. Exhale, release the right hand down towards the earth. We'll come back to plank pose, take your vinyasa, or push it back to down dog. Take a deep breath in through the nose and open mouth side out. From here, hinge forward to your high plank pose. Slowly lower all the way down to your bellies. Elbows are reaching back. Once you get there, arms release long at your sides, palms up. Let your right or your left, it really doesn't matter, whichever cheek you feel comfortable with, let it rest on the mat. This is when I get a close-up look at the cobwebs, so I'm just going to keep my head up here. Spring cleaning. It's nice to think about spring coming. You might be a little hopeful there. And begin to turn your head so the opposite cheek can rest. And draw your chin back towards the mat. So our legs are zipped up as we prepare for Cobra Pose. You can start to draw hands underneath your shoulders. Elbows are pulled in towards the rib cage. Neck is nice and long. On your inhale, lifting chin and chest. Once again, taking this to your degree. Option to float hands just above the surface. Not straining the neck, but maybe looking about 1 foot in front of you. One more inhale. Exhale, release. One cheek can rest, arms can be long at your side for 2 cycles of breath. Chin draws towards the mat. This time we'll take a locust pose. Legs are continue to be zipped up. Flip your palms over to face the mat. Fingertips reaching back towards your feet. Inhale as you lift chin and chest. If you feel that you would want more, begin to float the hands and the arms. Next step would be to float the feet and the shins. And if you're like me and you're feeling some pinchy feelings, release your feet down. Take what you need, leave what you don't. One more breath in. Exhale, release, opposite cheek rests. And it might feel good to bend into the knees and windshield wiper your feet from side to side, releasing the low back. Coming back through center. Last back bend will be yogi's choice. Could take another cobra, a locust, perhaps bow is in your practice and you can reach back for the tops of your feet or ankles, kicking your feet in towards your hands. If you'd like a little more restorative, perhaps Sphinx pose with the elbows stacked underneath shoulders, palms pressing down, keeping your gaze in between your pointer fingers. Staying here for 2 more cycles of breath. Letting that be your guide, calming the mind. As you exhale, release down from whatever pose you took. Let a cheek rest as you windshield wiper knees from side to side, or feet rather. And when you are ready, make your way back to a child's pose. Knees wide, big toes to touch, letting your forehead rest. You could also place a block underneath your forehead or stack your fists. When you are ready, begin to rise up slowly. Draw one hip to the mat as you bring legs out in front of you. Draw the soles of your feet together, and you can adjust your seat so that you're sitting right on top of those sits bones, nice tall spine. You can reach for the outsides of your feet like as if you're holding a book. Reach the crown of your head towards the ceiling, engaging through the core here rather than rounding through the spine. If it's available to you, can begin to hinge forward. Taking this opportunity to check in with yourself and what you need. Releasing your feet, rising up if you did fold forward, and drawing hands to the outsides of your knees and bringing your legs together. Taking a moment to check in with the space behind you so that you have enough room to lay all the way down on your backs. Extend the left leg out long, right knee draws in. Arms wrap around shins. Begin to roll out the right ankle. Perhaps you draw the right knee over towards the right armpit, opening up through the hip. Draw right knee through center, left knee comes in and switch it out. So now right leg is out long. Take what you need on this side, rolling out the ankle or drawing left knee towards the left armpit. Inhale through center, both knees draw in. I know this music is not that motivating and we're very close to the end of our practice. We're going to come back to those water wheels. So ending the way we began, arms can be out like wings or tuck hands underneath your seat. Knees draw in towards your chest and reach legs up long in front of you. Notice how this feels as compared to the beginning of practice as you lower the feet, hovering above the mat, knees draw in and extend back up. Exhale to lower, inhale to draw in and extend. Feel my knees crunching or hear them crunching. Draw your knees in and we'll switch it up. 5 more rounds in the opposite direction. Legs extend out long. I'm sure there's lots of eyes being rolled right now. Hang with me here. Tapping into your strength. I lost count, so we're going to do one more. Draw knees in, widen them out, reach for the outsides of your feet or ankles, taking a supine child's pose. Can stay here or begin to transition to happy baby, pushing your feet in towards your hands. And it's okay if your low back is peeling up off of the mat a bit. Thanking your body for all it has done for you. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Begin to draw circles with them on the ceiling. Switch directions. From here, release the feet down towards the mat. A couple of options for a hip opener. You can transition to a figure 4 pose with your legs crossing the left ankle over the right thigh. Perhaps you take your right hand and gently guide the right thigh away from your body. If you're ready for a bit more, perhaps drawing the left thigh in, reaching behind it or over the left shin, flexing through your right foot to protect your knee joint. And one other option you could try is to cross the right thigh all the way over as if you're sitting in a chair. Both knees will draw in and you can reach for the outsides of your feet. So maybe you try both and see which one you prefer today or which one you're getting the most out of. Sensations on the outside of the right hip. One more breath on this side. And releasing the feet, inviting them back to the mat. Can rinse things out by windshield wiper knees from side to side. And then taking things off to the left, perhaps crossing the left ankle over right thigh and gently guiding the left thigh away from your torso. And taking whatever next steps you need, reaching behind the right thigh or over the right shin, or crossing the leg all the way over and reaching for outsides of your feet. So we transition our bodies back to a resting pose. Also time to transition the mind back as well. When we're flowing through our yoga poses, our mind can focus on each pose and we don't often worry about other things we have to do. We're just focusing on the movement. It's when we find stillness that we need to bring the mind back to the body as well. This is often when It's like, well, what am I cooking for dinner tonight? What do I have to do for school? Do I have to do laundry? Bring it back to your breath, that oceanic breathing in and out. Release from the side, whichever position you took. Windshield wiper the knees from side to side. And next time you come back through center, widen out your feet and let the knees drift over to whatever side you would like to first. Sort of pinwheeling open, feeling a nice lengthening along the hip bone, along the side body. Arms can come out like wings. Option to look in the opposite direction that your knees have fallen. Knowing you can stay on the side as long as you need. When you are ready, bringing knees back through center and exhale to drift over to the left or whichever side you didn't take. When you're ready, coming back through center. Knees draw in towards the chest, wrap arms around shins. Make yourself into a tight little ball. Gather up energy, tense everything up for a moment so that you are better able to rest. Breathe in deeply. Imagine you bit into a lemon, scrunching up your face muscles. And then exhale to release. Letting your body expand onto the mat. Maybe once again, imagining you're on that beach. You can perhaps tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. Feet fall open, fingertips curl in gently. Finding comfort here, knowing that all that's left to do now is rest. As always, if you have the time and the space, your animals and children allow for it, and stay here as long as you can in this resting pose. If you do need to move on with your day, invite small movements to fingers and toes, perhaps turning your head gently from left to right. Taking a full body stretch. When you're ready, gently rolling off to whatever side feels best, coming into a gentle fetal position. When you have the strength and power within you to adjust, you have the tools within you to using your breath, being mindful. You can do these hard things that are thrown at us from day to day. When you're ready, pressing yourself up to a seated position, drawing hands to heart center, Maybe you feel your thumb knuckles pressing towards your chest, sitting up nice and tall. Take a breath in through the nose. And gently out through parted lips or through your nose as well. Thank you for adjusting with me on the mat today and for sharing your practice. I hope you all have a great start to your week. Namaste.